Yo, here we go, baby. Good morning. Yes, sir. Let's kill it today, boys and girls. Probably not going to trade ES today. And I really do not want to trade ES until we get out of this range. Because, number one, we are forming the search or seek and destroy model. So, looking at Asia session and looking at London session, we've swept both highs created in both those sessions, which is setting us up for something called seek and destroy, right? We've talked about that in the past. So I'm expecting whatever that high that we create today and whatever that low that we create from London session to both get taken out today. So I'm just expecting more chop both sides. For NQ, again, like I said, I'm expecting a big move on ES sometime like in the coming, week, because the draw on liquidity is this high in my opinion. Draw on liquidity is this high. If we look at the daily time frame, we're still holding this daily fair value gap. We're just chopping on this. I'm expecting, to get a big candle to come up and take this 473 level out. That could be today. That could be, tomorrow. I don't know. But until we get out of this range, I really don't want to touch ES at all. So for NQ, we have swept this external high here, but notice that when we come down to break structure, right, this would have been our break of structure on a bigger time frame, right? 1 hour, we sweep these highs, displacement back down, we form a low here, and then we come down and break this low. Notice we don't break this low here. So we break it, and then we sweep it. So this is just a regular, smaller time frame liquidity sweep. So this is telling me that the drawn liquidity most likely now becomes that previous high. And then we also have equal highs here as well, right? We have equal highs here, 3 equal highs. This is, to me, now the draw on liquidity. So we'll see what happens today. Honestly, not liking the price action so far pre-market. So most likely going to be pretty patient going into today. And we'll see if we get any sort of opportunity. Let the market do its thing. Again, you can see that I don't normally draw trend lines in, but this trend line is pretty apparent that, this is somewhere that we keep rejecting off of on ES. So I'm expecting to see if we can get a breakout of this or not and possibly head back to weekly opening gap first. If we can get large volume, go right through this. Can you show an example of a breaker block? So a breaker block is an order block that once gets broken through, it becomes, somewhere act as support, right? So this would be, I would consider a breaker block. Now this isn't the best scenario for a breaker block, meaning structure-wise, since we just swept this high, we're coming back up, right? I want a breaker block to be at the lows, like here. This is a good example on a 4 hour of ES. All right, this is a breaker block right here, right? We sweep this liquidity, we come up, and we have market structure shift. What that market structure shift level, we might end up forming a breaker block from it. So you can see here we have a big move up, big move down. This is an order block. We then sweep this over, and then once we pull back into this, this now acts as an area of support where we then bounce to head towards that previous buy side level. Can you show how identify low resistance liquidity? Is it just a lot of liquidity levels close to each other? Pretty much. Like, if that's why I say on ES, right? So normally if we're looking for buy side level, right? A buy side level is going to be a clear high to us, right? Like it's a clear high. If we're looking at ES here, we have, okay, we can like say that's a high. We could say, okay, that's a high. We could say, okay, that's a high. We could say, okay, that's a high. There's so many highs here that you can't base whatever that buy side level is, right? So most of the time, when we have something similar like this, right, which all these highs are very close to each other, all line up, it becomes what we call low resistance liquidity, which means if we end up taking, one of them, we're most likely just going to take all of them in one session. We'll see if NQ can come down and sweep that low or not. I think I'm going to give NQ shorts a stab if we can close here down here with big displacement. I'll look to take NQ short in this fair value gap here. All right, because we have this 15-minute sweep. Now the draw could be higher, but we're instantly, rejecting this, right? Displacing, can't seem to break higher, can't seem to, pull back down. Now we're having displacement right back in this range. So my stop for this trade would be here. When I enter this, or if I get a fill. So I'm looking for a short trade here. 13523 is what I'm at, is my entry. All right, I'm filled here. I'm in shorts here, guys, on NQ. Gonna give shorts a stab here. My stop for this trade is gonna be 13532. 13532. 13532. Gonna put this on my DOM so I don't have to worry about my stop. Stops in place. Beautiful sell-off so far. I'm gonna, for targets wise, I do want to see us come down, take out all these lows here. We'll see if we can get some pressure. Also gonna want any unfilled gaps. Gonna let this run. I like the rejection so far. I want to see continuation now. ES, right? We do have this 15-minute fair value gap on ES. I'd like to see us go through this if we can. NQ starting to get some selling pressure. See if we can continue down. Gonna start scaling some of my contracts when we get to this fair value gap, or when you take this low out, you can start scaling some of your contracts. But I want to see big sellers start to come in here. I'm up 1200 here. Again, I want to see all these this unfilled fair value gap get taken. 15-minute. Again, if we sweep this, I want to see eventually maybe even come back to this low and leave a runner. But I do want to see a big sell-off here. I'm going to scale half my position when we come down to this fair value gap, and then I'm just going to leave the rest. My next BT and then would be this low here. Yep, NQ has this 15-minute fair value gap as well here. If we want to see lower, we have to get through this. So what I'd want to see is I'd want to see this. I'd want to see a break through this, retest, sell side. Trying to be patient with this. Again, if we want to see lower, we need to break through that fair value gap. Being patient. Letting the chart play out. Beauty. All right, I'm going to start scaling my contracts here. Oh. Can start scaling your contracts. First PT's been hit. I'm out half. Going to leave the rest to run. Stop to break even. Bang. Bing, bang, bong. Look at this. Look at this. That's how we fucking do it right there. Look at this. That's how we fucking do it, baby. That's how we do it. That's how we do it right there. All right. I'm all out here. I'm all out. All right, I'm done. Thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I hope you enjoyed. That's all I need. That's how we fucking do it right there, baby. That's how we do it, baby. I ain't playing no games. None. Streak continues. Streak continues. You know what's funny? You know what's funny too? I woke up this morning to a TikTok comment from Michael. Michael himself. He said, "Haven't talked my shit in a minute. I'll be in your live this morning." Where you at, Michael? Where you at? Michael, question mark? Where you at? Huh? Where? Where? Michael, you a bitch. That's a $2,600 day for me. That's all I need.